Adrian said the players are getting fat, but I think some of them are training. Some of the clubs are training. Tivoli, Garden, the
Did you
coach,
watch that
Philip
Waterhouse
Williams.
CONCACAF game?
Yeah.
Did it the size of the players?
Welcome, Sports Nation, to Sports DTM, the sports channel where we call sports down the middle. You can expect the latest in sports news, views, and reviews from our resident analysts. No sports topic is too controversial, and no team or player is above criticism. So just smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on our balanced offering of riveting sports content. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Welcome to Sports DTM.
The Premier League has been cancelled from May this year, right? So the players are not playing anything. Some teams have stopped training rate. Local players need help. They need some support. But yet JFF talking about loss and experience in Saudi Arabia when they're not even trying to fix the local league.
I think that's a wrap for the local league, unfortunately. You're looking to have discussion sometime in January to discuss protocol. You're going to have a time lag where you have that discussion, and to implement that might take another week or two. To the extent that you're unable to implement as quick as possible, you have to understand that it up until June, if you don't start, you don't have the time span is very condensed, and by June you'll have the Gold Cup and stuff like that coming in. So it's just not going to add up. And as Clyde Jureidini said, it's pretty much a wrap. It's just call it.
So Brocky, there was a meeting in September, right? And the Premier League announced that they're looking for a return in December or late November, right? And nothing happened. And then a week ago, we heard the Ministry of Health saying that, nothing can start until next year. And as Ray mentioned before, there's a very, very short window. We spoke in a previous video about the Premier League not being ready. You see any sign of this happening anytime soon, even though there is still this short window for football to be played?
But Kurt, I'm with Clyde Jureidini. As far as I'm concerned, it's either January or we call it off. And we know that it's mid-January before they meet again. Teams are in training, players are getting fat, there are no sponsors. Everything is just wrong. There has been silence on this entire process. We don't know what the JSF or the Premier League has proposed. Some of the clubs are saying they're in the dark. The lights are pretty much out on the local Premier League, and I just can't see it starting anytime soon unless some miracle happens. And we're praying for a miracle to happen for local footballers, because there are a lot of people who are depending upon it. People are livelihoods have been disrupted, players and all, and we just if we knew what were the proposals, then peradventure we could actually try to posit our own solutions. But we don't know. We don't know what the JFF is saying to the ministry. We don't know what the ministry wants to be fixed. We heard earlier on that there were just a few areas that they needed to come back and fix. But yet still, here we are in December, heading up to Christmas, and yet still the league is literally dead and at a stage where we may just have to call it off come January.
T-Got, Brookie just mentioned not hearing what the JFF want or what they're putting in place. But why is the JFF silent on a matter such as this? Especially when them don't have the money to pay international players. There should be a focus on investing in the local players so that they have a pool to pick from. And right now, them not have no pool to pick from. Why is JFF silent on this?
So you think it by chance the JFF come out and say they make a loss to the Saudi Arabia? Huh? They make a loss, so they're making a statement out there. So guess what? Premier League clubs, don't come to us. We don't have any money. We're running off our loss right now. So you think it's so coincident. But it's just a pity that this has to happen. You know, I was just reading today that Adrian said the players are getting fat, but I think some of them are training, some of the clubs are training. Tivoli, Garden, the coach.
Did you watch that
Philip
Waterhouse
Williams.
CONCACAF game?
Yeah.
Did it the size of the players?
Mr. Philip Williams from Tivoli say he's just had training from stop the players from training because he's confused and frustrated and he doesn't know what is going on.
Yeah, it's rough, man.
So I don't know what they're gonna do. So guess they got to just throw away the local boys and just invest in overseas players.
Yeah, that's the business model.
Yeah,
I wouldn't support that particularly because we need to invest, we need to improve. I mean, it's an avenue for our young Jamaican ballers to make a living, right? So
yeah,
Eddie,
but if you look at Kirk, sorry, just to interject. But if you look at the core of the players now, we have more players overseas now than playing locally. If the local players are coming in, it's just like for experience. And if they come in for experience, they're not gonna play like the big matches. You understand? So focus overseas. Maybe they can bargain with them. You understand? And promise them money. So when you go World Cup, when you get the money. You understand? And just, continue to do what the others are doing. Can them.
Eddie, there's this. Eddie, there's this talk of a condensed league. Do you think it is any way possible to have a league restart and completed next year?
I see the discussions being had, but I think it'll be too tight. You need some form of wiggle room because we don't know what's going on with the pandemic. Suppose we have a lot of rain and have to postpone games. And this is Jamaica. Things will happen. And I think the ministry has not yet given the protocols and when they can start giving the approval. So that's the next thing you have to wait on. So, and we have, as Ray said, we have a time working with. And if we go to February, it don't make any sense to do.
Well, Higgins, everybody else are working now. All other professionals are working. Why the ball of them can't play? Tell me, why?
Well, because they don't have a bubble. So every other professional league, they have some sort of measures put in place to protect the ballers, right? But I heard, I think I read an article where they're saying a particular club was going to have a bubble, and the players wouldn't leave. But I don't think that cancelled because the league off. But I don't think there are adequate measures put in place to protect the players and the coaching staff and their families. So it should be put off because them can't afford it. JFF broke. Broke. The club them broke.
Government?
Well,
why would you put in the government? The government have COVID and evil. Them have the road for fix. Half a garden town match now.
I don't think think football is high priority right now.
Football isn't high priority. That's the problem.
But before we go into what is high priority, okay, this is more than just COVID right now for the National Premier League and its planning. As it sounds like simple things that should be in place that were never in place and will never be in place, regardless of whatever is happening.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, as I look at it, as far as I'm concerned, we'll put it out there. We don't have a sponsor for the league, right? Without a sponsor, we don't have a TV sponsor, we don't have a main sponsor. Simple things like just being a professional outfit in terms of just the fields, the structure, just normal communication with the fans and all. The commercialization of the game is just not there. And there have been efforts to professionalize the league, a lot of efforts over the years. But I just think as they look at it and look at the finances of the top coming right down, just out of sync. There are other sports in Jamaica who the government can measure in terms of a contribution to the national covers. Football is one of the harder ones to measure, and that's because of the professionalism of the league and where exactly it's going.
Ray, what can we do to fix this?
Well, I think one of the things I've seen that though was getting Chris Williams in. I mean that he's proven, no pun intended.
Business.
But yeah, but he's expected to probably do some things and help turn around the league. So that I think that's a good start. That's definitely a good start. And not to go too far out. I remember some time ago Mike Henry had mentioned well, was it Mike Henry? I'm not so certain. But he was mentioning giving each club a plot of land to possibly build real estate to generate income. I remember something like that.
Lord.
And the truth is they don't have much
Come
asset.
on.
So you need asset.
Well, Ray, you have to be.
making money.
But Ray,
Yeah.
you have to be able to part with a part of your investment and share with the wider public to actually be able to allow people to invest in the clubs. You hold the club close to you and you're going around begging like a poor man, begging government, begging sponsors, while you have a lot of cash out there that you could actually earn by floating, by professionalizing the league and actually floating some money out there to get some of your assets out there to actually get people to buy in the business.
Well, Eddie, is this a product worth investing in? I mean, looking on.
Honestly, not at this time. I don't want it to be so negative, so I'll just leave it at that.
Come on, you've got to feet by feet, man.
Another episode of Sports Down the Middle. If you like what you're hearing, just subscribe now. Click on the red button below. Like, subscribe, and follow. All the best for the season. Stay safe. Happy holidays from the Sports DTM family to yours. Bless.